Have you ever been afraid? Have you ever let being afraid make you make the wrong decisions? Well, today in our Bible story, we are going to see how a king made all the wrong decisions because he was afraid of losing his power. But we're also going to see how another man trusted so much in God that he had no fear even when times got really hard. Daniel was an important helper to the king. Everybody knew that Daniel did a good job, and everybody knew that Daniel loved God. One way Daniel showed his love was by praying to God. Daniel prayed to God 1, 2, 3 times every day. The king liked Daniel very much, but there were some men who did not like Daniel. They were angry that the king liked Daniel better than he liked them. These angry men thought of a plan to get Daniel in trouble with the king. They went to the king and said,
"King, we have an idea for you. We think that you should make a rule that nobody can pray to anyone but the king. And if they do, we throw them into the lion's den, right?"
Yeah. The king thought this rule was a good idea. The king sent helpers to tell all the people that they must pray only to him. The next day, Daniel prayed to God, just like he had always done. He did not pray to the king. The mean men watched as Daniel prayed to God.
"He's praying to God, not the king. We're gonna trick him and we're gonna go get the king. You ready? Let's go get the king."
Then the angry men ran to tell the king what they had seen.
Daniel prayed to God.
The king was sad. The king didn't want Daniel to be hurt, but the king had to obey the rule too. Daniel was put into a big cave where lions lived. All night, the king worried that the lions would hurt Daniel. The next morning, the king ran to the lion's cave. He called,
"Daniel! Daniel!"
"King, I'm safe. I'm safe. God saved me."
The king was so glad God had kept Daniel safe from the lions. The king sent a message to all his people.
"Pray to God as Daniel did."
Because Daniel loved God and trusted God, God kept him safe. Throughout the story, we saw how the king allowed his fear of losing power to control his decision making, and it led to a lot of bad decisions. Now, sometimes we can do that same thing. We are afraid, and so we don't make very good choices. But we want to be like Daniel, who was brave, and even though times were hard, he trusted in God, and his love for the Lord got him through when he prayed and knew that God was going to provide for him and was looking out for him. So let's try to be more like Daniel this week.